Welcome to Charter Local Edition. I'm Pete Stein, along with State Representative Craig Goldman, who is with the House District 97. Tell me a little bit about your district.
My district encompasses southwest Tarrant County. It is parts of the city of Fort Worth, all of the city of Benbrook, parts of the city of Crowley, and then parts of the city of Aledo that are on the Tarrant County side.
What are the things that your constituents are most interested in? What do you hear the most about from your constituents?
The number one issues heading into this session seem to be border security. People want the state of Texas to continue to step up and put resources towards the border to secure the border. It is a federal issue. It is a federal border. It's their responsibility to protect us from what's happening down there. But in all sincerity, the federal government is not doing their job. And if they're not going to do their job, thankfully, Texas has the resources to do it.
What can the state do?
Well, the state has been since this summer and continues to do is put money towards border security, putting more boots on the ground. And that's what the governor, lieutenant governor, and speaker have put the resources to take care of.
As we get ready for this 84th legislative session, what are some of the things, along with border security, that you're most focused on?
I'm most focused on transportation issues, transportation funding. We've heard time and time again from our constituents that they want more roads. They don't want to build them on debt, on the backs of debt, which was what we have been doing, and they don't want any more toll roads. So that is a major issue heading into the 84th that we're going to have to take care of.
How feasible is it?
Oh, it's very feasible. In fact, Governor-elect Abbott was in town yesterday and had a legislative summit, and we discussed that. And he set out a goal of putting $4 billion and putting that into transportation funding. And I think it's very feasible. We've created a system in the past that has taken money and diverted it from the transportation fund. And it's our goal to move those dollars back solely for the purpose of transportation funding.
I know the governor-elect has also spent a lot of time talking about school finance.
Yes.
And I'm sure that's going to be an issue probably right off the bat.
That's going to be a major issue off the bat, but there's going to be very little we can do about it because the issue is tied up in our court system. So we've all been told don't make summer plans next year because we're likely coming back for a special session. After last time we had 3 special sessions back to back to back. So we've already been told until the courts rule on that, we probably won't discuss that during session. And if it's ruled on as late as it appears it's going to be in the spring, then we'll more than likely coming back for a special session to discuss
How big of an issue will curriculum be?
Well, I think curriculum will be a major issue. What I've done in the past month is to kind of take a tour of all my schools. That's going to continue on into January. My goal is to talk to every single principal in my district and get their involvement. It's one thing if 150 bureaucrats in the Texas State House set the curriculum or decide for them what needs to be done. It's another thing if we go into our districts and talk to the very people who are there every single day trying to teach our children and get their ideas.
You know, it's interesting you said get involved, and I know that's something you want out of your citizens as well. There's
Absolutely. We don't claim to know everything. Anybody who does is foolish. So citizen involvement is key, especially for me. For my constituents to, if they can't make it down to Austin, call us, email us, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. We're going to be very active in social media, letting the people know back at home what's going on in Austin.
I know one of the issues that a lot of legislators are talking about is the margin tax and
Yes.
reducing the margin tax. First of all, can you explain what that means?
Well, sure. Well, first of all, when I started campaigning 4 years ago for this seat, business owners, we're talking about what a completely unfair tax it is and a complicated tax, to be honest with you. It was implemented in 2005 to try and help offset money that was lost to basically, frankly, what it was an income tax on businesses. That's not business friendly, and that's not something we want to.
It's almost a fee for doing business.
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, frankly, it's exactly right. It's an income tax for businesses, and we are business friendly Texas, and that's not something that we want. So my goal is if we can't eliminate that tax, that we take steps to eliminate the tax. There's talk about it can't be done all at once, that it's going to take several years in order to phase it out. And so if we can't eliminate it all at once, then my goal is that we continue to phase it out.
Yeah, and you touched on it, but one of the problems with it is it's so complicated, and it
Yeah.
was supposed to make things easier,
Yeah, right,
but it has
exactly.
not succeeded.
Well, businesses say they call the comptroller's office and get two different stories, whether they have to pay the tax. CPAs tell me that it's confusing for their clients if they have to pay it or not. So it sounds like if something is so complicated and not user-friendly, then it should be eliminated.
You know, we hear so much when we talk about Washington about gridlock. Do you really have that problem in the state legislature? It seems like you guys are pretty good at getting things done.
You know, the one thing I tell my constituents or any groups wherever I go is be thankful that your Texas legislature is nothing like Washington, D.C. We truly do respect one another. We get along with one another. Yes, we are going to differ on policy issues. And we're going to be 98 Republicans strong in the Texas State House. But that doesn't mean that we don't get along and respect each other. I think a lot of it has to do is that the way the Texas House was designed. We sit amongst ourselves. There's no aisle, and Republicans sit on one side and Democrats sit on the other. Your desk mate very well could be a Democrat. And I think that leads to the camaraderie.
What are your expectations for this legislative session and for the new governor?
Well, the new governor, I'm very excited. Anytime you have anything new, I compared the new governor kind of coming in, and it kind of feels like the first day of school or your first day of a new job. There's new excitement. There's new energy already. Like I said, Governor-elect Abbott was up here yesterday to speak to 15 of us state legislatures to kind of set forth his agenda. And so he's excited, and you can see that excitement. And so I think he's going to be a lot more involved in the process from day one, and you're going to see a lot of direction from him, and I think the legislature will follow.
And finally, is there any message you'd like to give to your constituency?
Well, again, my number one message to them is get involved. Don't assume that we know everything. We had 6,000 bills introduced last session. We voted on over 1,200 of them. So a lot of our best ideas come from the citizens. And so if you think you have a solution for a problem in Texas, bring it to our attention. We'd love to help work with you on it.
State Representative Craig Goldman, we appreciate your time. Thanks for being with us on Charter Local Edition.
Thank you for having me. I greatly appreciate it.